truly Ugandan.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this 12th day of February 2022. Now, before we get into our bulletin, let's first take a look at tonight's headlines.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
And in tonight's headlines, Museveni on working visit to Congo Republic. Mityana Hospital gets a new X-ray machine. Kasanda left in darkness after vandals destroy electricity wires. And runners impress at the 28th UFA National Championship.
Was brought to you by Everywhere you go, MTN.
Good evening once again and welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language interpretation. Now we start off with our first headlining story this evening. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is in the central town of Oyo-Olombo in the Covert region in the Republic of Congo on a working visit at the invitation of his counterpart, Republic of Congo President Denis Sassou Nguesso. President Denis Sassou Nguesso received the president and his delegation at Oyo-Olombo International Airport. The two leaders later held a bilateral meeting at the President Sassou Nguesso's official residence in Oyo-Olombo ahead of their formal delegation meeting this Sunday.
No. They are very lucky here. Great.
The Ministry of Health has delivered a multitask tuberculosis therapy machine to Mityana General Hospital as part of President Museveni's pledge towards the facility. The consignment has been delivered by the Lands Minister Judith Nabakova this afternoon. We have the details.
Lands Minister Judith Nabakova recently delivered a medical facility to Mityana General Hospital following an abrupt visit by the Premier to the facility that exposed its below average health services. Since then, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has directed the Ministry of Health to accord the hospital basic requirements. Now the Ministry of Health through the Lands Minister Judith Nabakova has delivered another medical consignment to the hospital.
This equipment is a fully-fledged X-ray machine. It takes chest X-rays for TB screening. If you have heard in the media before, TB out in the community, people are not coughing, but people have tuberculosis. So this X-ray is mobile.
I want to thank Dr. General Paching, who has been at the center of seeing that what the President directed must be fulfilled in the Mityana district.
The Lands Minister was flanked by Mityana District Chairperson.
It's the main hospital, regional hospital, but imagine when a patient comes here, if they want to make checkups, they have to go outside and pay for the service. Then they come back and get medication or treatment in this hospital. So here I want to thank the government for thinking about Mityana.
And the beauty, it can be moved from one place to another. Meaning that as the district, if you plan well, then services can be even taken to our health center falls. We mobilize the communities to go there for the chest x-ray, and they can be in position to know their lives better.
The tuberculosis X-ray and therapy machine is estimated at $120,000 US.
Identifies mainly TB, but also it can identify ribs that are broken. It can identify a pneumonia. It can identify an enlarged heart. But for now, it is able to only do the chest.
Residents and patients hailed the government for the gesture.
Sanyufunga kansa w'ekitundu kino okubanga abantu bange bafunye ekyuma tebagenda kuddamu kufiira mu kkubo nga bagenda mu bende.
Ne kati tuwulira essanyu lingi nnyo okulaba nga tufunye ekyuma ate n'ebirala bijja n'eddagala abeewo omwana wattu n'abakooba.
However, the event nearly turned into a political stage as patients and residents chanted and praised Minister Nabakoba for bridging the gap for service delivery between government and the districts. Mityana residents and some opinion leaders, however, wanted the facility uplifted to the regional referral hospital so that it can offer better services. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The State Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabianga, has warned schools with chasing away pregnant learners out of class. Kabianga advises that students who were impregnated during the 2-year lockdown should be allowed to continue with their studies.
The 2-year lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic left a number of girls pregnant and others engaging in early marriage. The State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabianga, now advises schools to allow pregnant students stay at school, including those breastfeeding, to continue with their studies. He said this during a meeting with the school management and students of Mutanywana Senior Secondary School in Bukonzo County, East in Kasasa District.
But I would like to request the school management, please, the children who came back pregnant, don't chase them away. We are all sinners. That's why the reverends are there. To keep preaching to us that we should come, that we should leave what we are doing and turn to the road.
The management of Mutanywana SS said the school needs support from government in terms of infrastructure and teachers.
So one of our major urgent needs of the school is 1, a science laboratory, and then 2 classroom blocks. And this is what we have presented to the minister.
Bukonzo County East MP Harold Tone Muhindo accompanied the minister and pledged to work closely with government in ensuring that the school gets a computer lab for a better learning environment.
We have pledged a number of things here together with the minister to follow up with the government to ensure that there is allocation of funds in the subsequent budgetary allocations. We have also said we are going to follow with the Ministry of ICT to ensure that this school gets a computer laboratory. It is very necessary. You are aware that computer is a compulsory subject now right away from Senior 1.
Mutabari Moses, Irene Congo for UBC News.
UPDF and FADC joint military operation against the Allied Democratic Forces rebels are raising much hope in violence-laden northeastern DR Congo. Now, Congolese have reacted to the operations aiming at eradicating the ADF rebels in DRC, a nightmare shared by the joint operation. Take a look.
The northeastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo has continued to suffer the consequence of armed conflicts since late 1990s. Despite having an elected government in Kinshasa, the country still faces challenges in consolidating peace throughout its territory. The eastern regions of the Democratic Republic of Congo has repeatedly and consistently experienced high insecurity and repeated incidents of violence.
Watengeneze kama askari shakuya anakuja tukaingia watatengeneza askari shakandani
hakuna shida sasa mebaki wewe kuja watengeneze sehemu ile namna tukubaliana.
Since 30th November 2021, Uganda People's Defense Force and Congolese Army FARDC have been engaged in a fight against Allied Democratic Force rebel group accused of terrorism and forcing children to participate in armed hostilities. This situation provided opportunities for the UPDF in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo in pursuit of the rebels conducting joint operations with FARDC army.
We want us to work together, hand in hand, so that we get to the locations of enemy, so that we can flush him out. Let them give us information, because they are our ears and eyes in this operation.
Congolese, on the other hand, welcomes the joint military operations between UPDF and FARDC army for a lasting peace. They have suffered for decades as a result of conflicts of armed rebel groups.
Si tumekuwa masikini sababu ya hawa watu. Si hatutaki hawa watu watoke kule ili na sisi tena tukue vizuri. Wandugu wetu wanakufa na njaa, wanakufa na magonjwa sababu ya kukosa vya kukula. Asante.
Hapa sisi tuko na mwili kama ya kwako. Na damu iko kama ya kwako. Na tumekuja tufanye pamoja tuone kwamba adui anaisha. Si ndio hiyo?
UPDF troops are still in the thick forests since the beginning of the operation on the 30th November 2021. The Operation Suja's focus is to eliminate the ADF and create a conducive environment for the citizens of both countries. Haruna Mutesa Sira, UBC News.
The Minister for Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, Francis Mwebesa, has tasked all newly created cities to secure and gazette land within their premises for industrialization. Mwebesa said government is also committed to purchase land on their behalf as long as it's intended to host only industries. We have the details.
In 2020, government elevated a number of municipalities into cities with the purpose of decongesting the capital, Kampala. Whereas the elevation uplifted the status of these urban centers where development was a problem because of the absence of industries.
We are talking about a city, we are talking about these roads. Nothing develops without actual production. And actual production means industrialization.
The Minister for Trade and Industries, Francis Mwebesa, now wants the administration of these newly created cities to ensure that they get land where factories can be built.
I'm addressing this one to the city administration, starting from the road mayor to downstairs. Please look for land. And the government can also get money and give you a hand. To look some suitable idle land. And it's the policy of this government that even if it belongs to some person, everybody wants to say his land has gone up. But the government can go a long way with some of us is pushing and we buy that land.
The minister was speaking shortly after commissioning a 20-kilometer presidential pledge road in Mbarara City that will connect key business areas, administrative, education and worship places at a cost of 43 billion shillings. Government is also outsourcing funds to facilitate UNRWA to upgrade the 14.8 kilometers within the city to enhance connectivity. However, leaders still decry the poor status of Katete Bridge, which is at the verge of collapsing.
Urutindo rwa Katete rutubirire kizibu. Urutindo rwo turukubasa kukorwa site turutindo rwa site by the way. And I'm making it very clear to you, those who have been always coming to me, Kachebezu, you have failed to work on that road. It's not mine. The road is for Ministry of Works.
Tarmac
additional 14.8 kilometers of Mbarara City roads, and these roads shall be put in the program so that when additional funds are available, we should be able to execute these as well.
It is good to have roads, but people, some of them might not see the current development that is coming up of this oil. A lot of accidents are taking place.
The construction works were undertaken by Chongqing International Construction Corporation, though some leaders are not happy with the way some sections were constructed.
And it's a challenge for us to walk on that part of the road.
Ejo plani na meya ya chikura aho kuba twantwenda kuba siteyo murembogu tube siteyo kwachira abantu bona. Inclusivity in our development programs is a commitment that the NRM stands for.
The Acting Executive Secretary, Uganda National Council for Science and Technology, Dr. Martin Patrick Ongol, has met with the Parliamentary Committee on Presidential Affairs at the Technology Innovation and Business Incubation Centre, Namamve. Dr. Ongol said innovation centres are to be established across the country to retool graduates, craftsmen and technicians who are to be equipped with vocational skills.
Transforming from a peasant society to a modern and prosperous country by 2040 is one of Uganda's aspirations. However, inadequate human resources in science and technology, low industrialization and value addition is holding the national initiative back. The Acting Executive Secretary, Uganda National Council for Science and Technology, Dr. Martin Patrick Ongol, says innovation centers are to be established across the country to retool graduates, craftsmen and technicians with vocational skills.
Here we are looking at researchers, we are looking at innovators, we are also looking at companies, we are also looking at NGOs. They can come here as long as what they are working towards is along creativity, innovation, new products that will enter into the commercialization pathway.
Ongol says the project is expected to create over 12,000 direct and indirect jobs because it will enhance the emergence of technology-oriented business startups.
Like around 10 of such categories, and only one or two goes through, the returns from that investment is quite high, and it will help us to drive the system forward. And actually we are now working at the business plan for this center and also for the one in Kirura district.
The chairperson in Presidential Affairs Committee, Ababiku Jessica, explained that such projects will act as a platform for technology development via processing industry and learning factory models.
If we don't do that, all these learnings in which we are will not translate into money economy. So for us, this is a very good initiative by the President, and we pray that all stakeholders to support this initiative, but we must do our best to ensure that the target for this center is achieved.
The centers are supported by the People's Republic of China through Exim Bank. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Now, vandals have stolen electricity wires of a three-phase line interconnecting Kasanda district. The incident has affected business flow, petrol stations, hotels, welding and fabrications, among others. Leaders are now seeking the intervention of Umeme to have electricity flow restored.
Despite being a few kilometers away from the vibrant Mityana district, Kasanda Town Council is experiencing darkness after suspected vandals stole electricity lines connecting the area on the national grid. The theft of the three-phase electricity wire between Wabikere and Mianzi has now disrupted the businesses in the area already experiencing water shortage, dust within the town council, among other challenges.
Nagezaako okukubira abawumeme obuzibu tusanze nti basala okuva le basala emiti buli lunaku ffe ng'abasuubuzi nze kyamani w'abasuubuzi ne batubbye ate n'abasuubuzi abasinga bambi abakozesa amasannyalaze baavuwadde.
Njagala nguudo nga nnungi, njagala amasannyalaze, njagala enkulaakulana nga ffe tukwatiddeko. N'ekyamazima kakati enfuufu ekuba ebinnya bikuba amasannyalaze amazzi.
The proprietors of hotels have also adversely affected and need urgent intervention by the way of electricity reconnection to operate businesses in the hotels.
The load is okay, but there's too much dust on it, and if you have too much dust on the road, which means you can't have a good service for the hotel and the entire district. So we need to have the nice roads, that is Tamaka Road as a Kasanda district, and for the case of the power, let those people who is concerned to arrange that thing of the power thing.
The Kasanda district chairperson Zimula Kasri condemned the theft of electricity wires, which has affected people's businesses in the district.
As we talk, we have talked to some individuals and organizations to bring development in Kasanda. We are going to tarmac some kilometers around the city, at least to reduce on the dust that is flying around the town. We are happy and privileged that some people from Kasanda have decided to develop Kasanda. At least as you move around, you can see some arcades and some stone houses within Kasanda. Chato gave us a hotel where we can accommodate our visitors, and the others are still coming up.
Despite the fact that several town councils in Kasanda district are dropping fast, the need for electricity, good roads and water supply remain a key demand by the community. Abdul Nasili Lubwama and Fred Kasivante for UBC News.
Now, this just in, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has today joined several heads of state, including President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo of the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Faure Esozima of the Republic of Togo, and President Denis Sassou Nguesso of the Republic of Congo, the host at a mini summit on regional peace and security in Oyo in Congo Brazzaville. According to final communication of the Oyo mini summit on peace and security in Africa, the four heads of state were essentially focused on the evolution of the political and security situation in the Great Lakes region, Central Africa and Western Africa. The heads of state also referred to joint operations carried out by Uganda and DRC armies in the eastern part of the latter in order to eradicate rebels, ADF rebels, the Muslim Tabligh movement and other negative forces which are threatening peace and stability in both countries. The four heads of states are delighted by the success already realized by the Ugandan and Congolese armed forces, while congratulating one more time the salutary initiative taken by their peers from Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo. The President of the Togolese Republic and the President of the Republic of Congo reiterated their full support to the military joint operation engaged by the two countries. The heads of state saluted and encouraged the joint approach taken by the Uganda and Rwandese governments for the effective opening of their boundaries. On the situation in the Central African Republic, the heads of state salute Angola, assuring the presidency of the International Conference on the Great Lakes region and mediation efforts of His Excellency Manuel Lourenço. They also talked with interest about holding of the 10th Summit of the Heads of State and Government of the Framework Agreement for Peace, Security and Cooperation for the Republic of Congo and the region, scheduled for the 24th of February in Kinshasa. The four heads of state reiterated their support to the Economic Community of West Africa in the framework of measures taken towards Mali, Guinea and Burkina Faso. UBC News Tonight. Now, women in science want government to increase investment in the changing female learners and society mindset towards science subjects. While celebrating the International Day of Women and Girls in Science, Ugandan women decried the stereotyping women as a weak sex. Take a look.
The Organization of Women in Science for the Developing World Ugandan chapter has joined the rest of the world to commemorate the need for changing societal beliefs attached to the female gender in connection to science uptake.
You cannot do it. You cannot make it. It's for the boys. Even right in our homes, the opportunity goes to the boys first. Go to class. They are the ones, these things of streaming. They are the ones in stream A. Then for you, you're in the other stream there, you see? So right from the home environment, the school environment, you see that kind of castigation on the girl child.
Communities are urged to support the girl child towards embracing science subjects from the lower classes.
I want to say that institutions right from this level have a very, very big task, mandate to actually train women in science, to actually train scientists.
And along the way, those challenges make so many of them drop out and nations miss opportunities.
Makerere University's annual proportional admission indicates that male students always outnumber their female counterparts.
To promote and advance the move, the aspirations of women in leadership in the science field, but also outside the science field. We are here to tell government to be mindful that women can do great things. We now have Dr. Monica Musenero. I think she's doing a great job.
It is for this reason that the Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology is committing itself to create more avenues of attracting younger innovators, especially female, to increase their percentage in science space.
The number of girls, based on some subjects, on some courses, tends to be lower than that of boys. Sometimes we could have about 40% girls and the rest boys. But in some other courses, like mathematics, they sometimes are even lower than that. So it is a problem of mindset, right, which starts right from the lower levels as one progresses through the secondary school A level and coming to the university.
The event was held at Makerere University under the theme Career Advancement Challenges, Opportunities and Experiences of Women and Girls in Science and Leadership in Uganda. Abdul Nasser Lubwama, UBC News.
Thank you, Abdul Nasir Lubwama. The National Curriculum Development Center and the Ministry of Education and Sports rolled out the lower secondary school curriculum in February 2020, aiming at producing graduates with employable skills. The acting director, Directorate of Industrial Training, Patrick Byakatonda, says the directorate developed 79 various occupations that will be assessed under the lower secondary curriculum come 2023. We have the details.
The acting director, Directorate Industrial Training, Patrick Byakatonda, says learners will be subjected to vocational training to prepare them for gainful employment.
The purpose of the lower secondary curriculum is to equip a secondary school graduate with employable skill, but also to recognize prior learning, such that learning starts at an early age. If you are to become an entrepreneur, you should start from an early age.
Byakatonda was sensitizing students and teachers of St. Joseph's SS Nagalama in Mukono district on the new curriculum setup. The curriculum will equip learners with employable skills while still at school so that they can start up an income-generating activity when out of school.
The two certification is very good. One is for the world of work, and the DIT complements UNEB. It is not competing with UNEB, it just complements. So if you have two certificates, one during vacation you can work when you are certified. Can give an example of if you have a level 1 domestic electrician, you can go to ERA, you register, you get a wireman certificate, and you start earning early. Then 2, you can have 2 different routes. You can decide to take a vocational line or an academic line.
The deputy head teacher
academics. St. Joseph's Nagarama SS Amone Venancio says the new curriculum has made the education sector more practical.
We are trying as much as possible to make students do things in a more practical manner, enabling them to acquire the practical skills which have been missing in the educational setup of this country. I must say that so far so good. By the time these people complete O-level, they should be having employable skills. We should be able to make them get jobs or to create jobs for themselves. So the new curriculum is the right way to go.
8 selective subjects for the start that are to be assessed by the Directorate of Industrial Training include agriculture, art and design, entrepreneurship, performing arts, nutrition and food technology, ICT, physical education, technology and design. Students will get a DIT certificate at the end of Senior 3. Sudat Kaye, Henry Moganga, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with more stories.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial *150*10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
Raising voices.
I feel happy when my father spends time with me. I hope all fathers will like my father. I want my father to reach out to all fathers. He knows how important it is to be a good father. I promise to help my father inspire other fathers to change.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay, FlexiPay, or Bridge Schools. To pay school fees using FlexiPay, dial *185#. Select option 6 School Fees. Select option 3 FlexiPay. Enter the school code. Enter the student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
COVID-19 is still here with us. As Sheikh Ramadan Muwajjeh, the Mufti of Uganda, states, let us all take the necessary precautions.
Prevention is always better than cure. Let's not go for prayers in mosques, congregational prayers, unless we are masked. Carry your own prayer mat. Sanitize at the entrance. Let's all value the gift of life.
Because of the new COVID-19 circulating variants like Omicron, it is very important for all of us to be fully vaccinated with 2 doses of the same vaccine type. It's only those getting Johnson & Johnson who receive only a single dose to be fully protected.
Even after vaccination, continue to adhere to all SOPs by wearing a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose, washing your hands regularly with soap and clean water or using an alcohol-based sanitizer, maintaining physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoiding crowds. Echa COVID-19, chija kugwa. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and partners.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still watching UBC News Tonight. Now in more stories, the District Education Officer Alebtong District is under investigation over abuse of funds in the Education Department. Moses Olwet was handed over to Police CID in Alebtong by the State Minister for Sports, Dennis Hampson Obua, during his support monitoring visit to the district. We have more.
The Criminal Investigation Department will do a random sampling of schools you reportedly visited.
Police in Alebtong district is currently investigating the district education officer over suspected siphoning of cash from the Ministry of Education. This was unearthed during a political support supervision initiated by the Ministry of Education and Sports to assess the impact of releases sent to the districts. It drew a number of participants in the education sector, although the numbers began reducing when the minister and MPs from the district continued to grill the officers who began escaping one by one from the room. Trouble started when the status report read by Kao Simon Bimbona did not include the 30 million shillings sent by the Ministry for Sporting Activities.
That is the biggest temptation. We have been sending this money. Where has it been going?
The minister was also shocked to realize that money sent under school facility grant was diverted to some secondary schools and also used for construction of a resource center at the district, yet several primary schools are in ruins. However, the district planner explained that sometimes the technical officers are arm-twisted by the politicians. Obua was also concerned with the inspection report that indicated that 68 schools were visited in a period of 9 days at a cost of 60 million shillings.
Does this supreme body operate outside the laws of Uganda?
Yes, we shall stop their resources for primary schools.
Which children will come and sit at the resource center?
Please let us accept corrections that are positive.
Because the moment we deviate, that is when we start going wrong.
In 2015, Alebtong district had a budget of 12 billion, but currently the budget has grown to 28 billion, although the performance has remained trivial.
So I would want to be associated with the excellence associated with Alebtong district.
We want to team up so that we work together, because each time the PLA results is released, you find we're in the second last position.
We must be able to move on the ground, to look at input, funds released, vis-a-vis output, how they are spent, and the outcome, value for money.
The Ministry of Education and Sports has kick-started its new initiative to traverse all the districts in the country to spot-check the utilization and impact of funds sent by the ministry to the district education departments. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Leaders and residents of Bukasa in Chira Municipality, Wakiso District have lauded the government open policy for foreign investors and social service providers. Now this follows establishment of new modernized water wells donated by the overseas China-Uganda Charity Foundation. Harriet Namigade, the area woman councillor, lauds government for allowing the launching of such projects. Take a look.
It is a timely intervention meant to end consumption of unclean water whose drinking comes with unfriendly and deadly ailments. The residents here at Bukasa Kisoga in Wakiso district attest and confirm following the establishment of this modern water source.
This well has been dirty. We have been scooping dust.
Every month I'm suffering of typhoid, 120,000 every month. Now already I'm a winner because I no longer go to somebody's clinic to treat typhoid.
It is a brainchild of this teenage Chinese girl, Zhong Mank, also known as Coco. She drew the inspiration from her father, Zhong Shuangquan, the chairperson of Overseas China-Uganda Charity Foundation.
And when you don't drink clean water, you can get many diseases. So I thought that since my dad has been doing this charity business for so long, I should also come along.
I realized that water is more vital and important to the needy people.
Together with other Chinese children, this is how they have given back to the people of Bukasa Kisoga in Kira Municipality of Wakiso district.
By giving them food and water so they won't stay hungry and thirsty.
My name is Ichan and I'm helping people here because they don't have clean water to drink and they have to go really far to get water.
We can find other places in Uganda that don't have clean water and then give them more water wells like that one there.
Local leaders and residents are all appreciative to government for allowing such life-saving projects.
Nebaliza ddala President waffe omwami Yoweri Kaguta Museveni okubeera nti yakkiriza abachina okujja muno kubanga bye basobodde otuyamba okubeera nti basobola otukolera oluzzi luno. Ffe nga kanso tubadde tetunnaba kufuna ssente zijja kukola nzizi zino.
Babadde bubi ensonga y'amazzi tebadde nnyangu. Abantu badde babonaabona amazzi nga tebagafuna. Ate bwe bagafuna gaba mazzi mabi gajjudde obulwadde n'ebiwuka ebibalwaza.
My brain was damaged thinking the government does not do anything good, NRM. Because I take that water like that. So the brain was damaged. But now I'm very happy. I've realized the government is doing good things.
Even as they ask for more of such projects, it is a bird in hand worth two in the bush. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, to really show you how essential water is, an American NGO codenamed Ripple, in conjunction with Skills Link Network, has donated a water source to Kasozo village in Kachiri sub-county in Wakiso district. The facility was put up at a cost of 25 million Uganda shillings and is to benefit a village of over 80 households. Take a look.
Water is a basic resource that man and other living organisms cannot do without. However, many people don't have access to safe and clean water due to a number of reasons, including poverty, geographic and physical location, among others. Individuals, companies and non-government organizations have engaged in initiatives to support communities' access to safe and clean water. Ripples, an American-based NGO in partnership with the Skills Link Network, have constructed a state-of-the-art water project to the community of Kasozo in Kachiri sub-county. Residents and school heads celebrated at the commissioning of this project, affirming that this will save them from long distances.
Tubadde n'okusoomozebwa kungi nnyo nga tukima amazzi amajama gawandwadde. Tubadde n'obulumi ng'amazzi tugajja wala ate nga makyafu. Tubadde n'obulumi omwana n'agenda okuva awaka essaawa 9 okugenda okudda essaawa kumpi emu ey'ekiro.
Ezze ly'amazzi yo etuyambidde ddala mu butuufu tubadde tubonaabona n'amazzi ogajja ewala erimbidiba okugaleeta wano nga mu butuufu tusiiba n'enjala.
Era neebaza ekitongole kino okubeera n'omwoyo omulungi okulumirwa ekyalo kino Kasoozo ekibadde obubi ennyo kumpi nga kyekisembayo mu muluka muno oba mu ggombolola eno.
Nsanyusa nnyo kasita abantu twatandika okusoma ne tusanga waliwo amazzi amapya ge batukoledde. Tubadde tetufuna kufuna amazzi mu budde ng'essomero olw'ensonga tutuuka ng'amazzi olumu gaakalidde mu biseera eby'omusana.
The Chief Executive Officer Skills Link Network, Maiko Mugumba Kawoya, says the water will be free to the community and pledged to extend the services across the country.
People are free to come and fetch water. People of this community will be coming to fetch water free of charge.
Water giants, the contractors of the project, cautioned the beneficiaries not to misuse the water.
A nice system this time round. It's not a hand pump, but it is a system which is solar powered. Solar powered, I guess, right from the pump up to the solar panel. The pump is powered using the solar panel.
The project is to benefit over 500 residents, and the local community agreed to pay a monthly 2,000 shillings fee for maintenance. I'm Ivan Juko.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial *150 *10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
National Medical Stores is a government agency mandated to buy, store and distribute medicines and medical supplies to government health facilities in Uganda. For Ugandans that we serve, help us serve you better by taking your individual responsibilities seriously. Report theft of government medicines and medical supplies to the nearest police station or to the State House Health Monitoring Unit. Do not pay for any medicines or medical supplies labeled Government of Uganda, not for sale. Do all that is within your means to stop all preventable diseases, including COVID-19. Continue observing the Ministry of Health Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, including wearing a face mask whenever you are in public spaces. Visit a designated health facility to receive your COVID-19 vaccination and a booster dose for those that are eligible. Prevention is better than cure. National Medical Stores, passionate about your life.
Start the year off with My Airtel 4G smartphone. You get to enjoy free 1 GB data valid for a month and 100% bonus data every month for 3 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. This includes free data spread over 3 months worth 86,500 Uganda shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 Uganda shillings only. Visit the nearest Airtel shop and get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business world. Ministry of Tourism has launched the Aloisha Organic Ecotourism Center, aimed at educating and training people that use herbal medicine. Sophie Barijuka Kayongo, the in-charge product development and investment at Uganda Tourism Center, says they are to market Aloisha Ecotourism Center locally and internationally.
Uganda is blessed with nature and the best eco-friendly tourist destination with a wide range of medicines. Aloisha Organic Ecosystem Tourism Center has been launched to explore the healing activities that nature has. Sophie Barijuka Kayongo from Uganda Tourism Board says the Ecosystem Center is timely given the diversity of species it has and its medical purposes.
Travelers are looking out for healing products, for products that are conserving environment, for products that are preserving the environment, for products that are protecting the environment. So an ecotourism product presents these opportunities to travelers who want to reconnect back to nature, but also explore the healing opportunities that nature provides, because that we learned from COVID that most of the medicines that we crave for are found in nature. So this is a timely initiative by Aloisha, and Uganda Tourism Board appreciates that timely initiative. So as the Uganda Tourism Board, we pledge our support.
The Ecotourism Center is sitting on 49 acres of land with students being trained the use of herbal medicines, with proprietors optimistic to create revenue and more awareness.
These young men and women who are studying here are not only coming here like they are on tourism. No, they are coming here actually to learn how to treat Ugandans. Why should we be dependent on foreign people to come and treat our people here? We have got the brains, we have got the body, we have got the ability, we have got nature.
The center has over 500 species, including Centella asiatica, locally known as Kabokamwala, Karika papaya, commonly known as Ehipapali in Lusoga language, and Papali in Luganda, among others.
The beauty of the place is that we are putting it out there to the world to be able to recognize it. Our websites are going to be open very soon, and the idea is to ignite. We are igniting something, and we are sure that this fire is going to be a contagious kind of fire which will spread and be able to inspire many other people to embrace ecotourism. We want to really appreciate National Drug Authority in this 10-year celebration. We have had a lot of ventures organized with National Drug Authority, a number of audits done, a number of visits, a number of trainings, and to us, this growth and this journey is also credited to them.
Ugandans have also been urged to desist from negative propaganda about herbal medicine.
Herbal medicine is the way to go, has less side effects, it's less toxic. Herbal medicine is good to those diseases ezibazitandika obutandisa okuluma ezitagenze under surgery.
The launch of Aloisha Ecotourism Center coincided with the 10 years of Aloisha Organic, with proprietors vowing to come up with more innovations. Sudat Kai, UBC News.
The increased numbers of Boda-boda riders in Mbale city has prompted the authorities to intervene with measures to streamline Boda-boda business. Mbale city is currently crowded with over 10,000 Boda-boda stages. We have more in this report.
In a bid to ensure sanity and orderliness in Mbale city, the authorities have embarked on streamlining Boda-boda business in the new city. David Chasanku, the Mbale city clerk, says some Boda-boda riders are not equipped with riding skills, thus causing accidents on the road.
Everybody wakes up from home and he has got some money, or they are bought him a board, jumps on the board and starts on the road. Roads have rules. When you are riding, for example, when you are driving cars, we go through a driving school. Do we have a driving school for Boda-bodas? If it is there, where is it? Do our young men and women and all olders who are entering Boda-boda, are they initiated into the business? We need a law now under the Traffic Act purposely for Boda-bodas.
Mbale City Resident City Commissioner Ahmad Awashaki asserts that wrong elements are hiding in the Boda-boda business.
We have an influx of Boda-bodas who come from the village to the city. We are going to sit down, undertake a process of registering them and knowing where to avoid engaging in acts of theft, robbery.
Meanwhile, Elgon Police spokesperson Taitika Rogers stressed that efforts are underway to engage the Boda-boda leadership to ensure that every rider learns proper road usage.
The irresponsible use of the users of the roads, more so the drivers and the riders, we've seen that just within less than 2 months, just January and February, we registered quite a number of fatals. We are going to link up with the stakeholders in this industry, also in Elgon region here, the leadership of the riders, so that we can ask them to make sure that they work with us to ensure that people are supposed to be on the road. There are those ones who are entitled to be on this road.
The coordinator, Mbale Operators and Riders Association, Adam Mafabi, says much as Boda-boda industry employs a big percentage of people, it is infiltrated by bad characters that have tarnished their image, but express readiness to root out such characters.
Industry yajamu abantu bangi ne bajuzo omujuzo bintu bingi ebituyisa ababi. Tulina abaana abavuga piki amala wiiki namba tananiza jacket ekyo nakikuyisa okubeera omubi. Netubeeramu n'abaana abasibuka empisa nti kasoma mugamba nkutwala n'agamba tontwala n'amuvuma lwakuba talinye ku piki ye. Naye tulina enteekateeka ey'okugyamu abantu abo.
Story by Yiga Muhammad for UBC News.
All right, now taking a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Uganda Athletics Federation has hosted its 28th National Cross-Country Championship at the golf course in Tororo District. It attracted some of the best runners in the country and lived to its billing.
The Eastern Uganda district of Tororo has hosted the 2022 National Cross Country Championship. It was a collection of the country's best runners, and despite the long layoff as a result of COVID-19, was worth watching.
It has been very successful, very entertaining, very electrifying, because we saw new champions, we saw Olympic champions beaten.
It was contested in 4 categories, with the junior main event won by Yeko Desmas and Martin Kiprotich in second, while Rogers Kibet was third. Police Athletics Club's Scarlett Chebet edged all in the 6-kilometer junior women, with the Uganda Wildlife Authority's Lois Chekwemoy in close pursuit. The senior women's category was epic, to say the least, because almost all the country's top female runners turned up. Ultimately, Marceline Chelangat of Police Club finished ahead of all, including Sarah Chelangat in second, and Olympic steeplechase champion Peruth Chemutai in third.
So happy to be in Tororo cross country, especially after Olympic. I have some challenge in my knee. I feel some pain inside the knee, but I'm so happy today to be top 3. Yeah.
Uganda Wildlife Authority Club dominated the men's senior 10-kilometer, with Ali Chebures crossing first, followed by teammate Geoffrey Kusuro.
The race was not easy, but I managed to win.
He's the one.
So what are your targets
under
ahead
this.
of the season that has begun today officially?
I'm still targeting Commonwealth.
Excellence was rewarded with several cash prizes from MTN, while Lactic Sports offered brand new shoes to inspire the junior category winners in both genders. Brilliant performers will represent Uganda at world level later, but in the interim, local runners brace for the source of the Nile Marathon. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
The Altona BSK Swim League has witnessed March Day 5 at the British School Kampala in Muyenga. This league of young swimmers was on this March Day graced by the presence of music icon Eddie Kenzo. Take a look.
Now, in its second year, the Altona BSK Swim League continues to grow in stature and attracts viewership from some of the country's most celebrated. On top of all others that have visited, the latest has been music icon Eddie Kenzo.
This is so exciting. This is so exciting. I'm very happy, and I'm going to bring my kids, and I'm going to be a parent here also.
Kenzo was visitor on the occasion of the league's fifth match day, which was tightly contested amongst the three teams.
The league is getting more competitive. Our main objective is to create a good welfare for these athletes, being able to show them what the future of sports is, what they can achieve in sports. This is a pro league, and these athletes are fighting to be the best. To us, it is creating a different image, creating a new team, creating a new standard.
Surprisingly, as it stands, the newest team in the league, Astros, topped the standings on 1,266 points, while Colts is second with 1,254 and Talons last on 1,065.
The competition hasn't been bad so far. It has been like the spirit is improving. My team Talons, so far we are in number 3, but we are likely to catch up. Now, being in number 3 is because we had some no-shows and some ditches at the start of the league. But as things go, we are likely to catch up.
Astro's ascendance to the top is enabled by several swimmers, but performances by Kato Creighton, Paula Nabukera and Abigail Seguja stand out. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
All right, we want to thank you so much for your company this evening. But before we sign out, let's first take another look at tonight's headlines.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
In our top stories this evening, Museveni on working visit to Congo Republic. Mityana Hospital gets a new X-ray machine. Kasanda left in darkness after vandals destroy electricity wires. And runners impress at the 28th UFA National Championship.
Was brought to you by Everywhere You Go, MTN.
Thank you so much for your company this evening. We do wish you a lovely rest this evening. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on Sign Language. We leave you with Alex Kim Semper with tomorrow's weather forecast. Good night.
A very warm welcome. It is time for the weather forecast from the Weather Center with Semper Alex Kim. Early in the morning, it was rainfall across the southern sector of the country, taking on some parts of the western, but the rest of the country had sunny intervals. Though by 9 a.m. this morning, Kampala reported 19.7 millimeters of rainfall, while Jinja 11.4 and Entebbe reported 10.4 millimeters of rainfall. Now, the weather we are experiencing is mainly attributed to an incoming of dry winds from the north across Sahara into our region, depositing the hazy conditions we are seeing across the country. Though we also have moist northeasterlies coming in, as well as the Congo air mass and the local effects over the region, giving us some rainfall activities across the southern and east and western of the country. In the morning, we do expect sunny intervals across our skies in most parts of the country, though in the afternoon, we do expect a pickup of some wet weather activities across the southern, taking on the eastern and the western of the country. Temperatures remain quite high for the northern at 33 degrees centigrade, whereas Kampala at 29, and in Kabale Highlands at 25 degrees centigrade. Whereas elsewhere across the globe, we are forecasting falling snow. That will be for Beijing, as well as New York at temperatures well below zero. But Nairobi is expected to have sunny intervals at a daytime high over 30 degrees centigrade. Dubai, bright and sunny at a daytime high, cool at 22 degrees centigrade. With that, we wrap it up. Stay tuned and join us again tomorrow. I remain St. Alex Kim.
Start your day bright and early with good morning bundles from Airtel. That's right. Enjoy brighter days with 2 GB at 5,000 shillings, valid for 24 hours. Join that morning agent meeting. Close that online business deal. Catch up with loved ones. Do it all with the most affordable data bundles. Dial *175# to buy good morning bundles from 12 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. and enjoy 2 GB, valid for 24 hours from time of purchase.